There is a silence today that does not lead to peace. It is the silence of indifference, a silence not born of contemplation, but of distraction. We scroll instead of kneel, we consume instead of pray. And in this restless, noisy void, the voice of God is drowned out by the echo of our own desires. Saint Padre Pio once said, "The world would be better off without the sun than without the Mass." But in our modern age, how many hearts beat through a day without ever being lifted in prayer? How many souls walk through pain with no thought of the one who sanctified suffering? We are not a godless people. We are a forgetful one. We do not rage against heaven. We simply no longer remember it. But the soul that sacred battleground between light and darkness never forgets. It waits, it watches, it weeps. Padre Pio bore the wounds of Christ not as a symbol, but as a lived reality. The stigmata bled from his hands, his feet his side, not for spectacle, but for solidarity. In silence and in agony, he became a bridge between earth and eternity. He showed us that holiness is not found in the absence of pain, but in the offering of it. He prayed for hours. He confessed for days. He suffered without explanation and loved without condition. To Padre Pio, prayer was not an escape from suffering. It was the transfiguration of it. Pray hope and don't worry. He told the countless souls who came to him, "Broken, worry is useless. Our merciful Lord will listen to your prayer." But we do worry. We worry ourselves into exhaustion. We chase peace through achievement, distraction, pleasure. And still, we find the soul restless, because peace was never a product of control. It was the fruit of surrender. Modern life whispers, "Be your own God." Padre Pio whispers back, "Be God's." He knew that obedience is not weakness. It is the highest form of spiritual strength. He once said, "The heart of our divine master has no law more lovable than that of sweetness, humility, and charity." This is not the doctrine of success. It is the path of sanctity. A way not upward, but inward. Not forward, but deeper into the heart, into the soul, into the eternal. Temptation today that does not wear horns. It wears convenience. It wears busyness. It wears the lie that holiness is outdated and surrender is weakness. But Padre Pio knew, he warned us, the devil only has one door to enter the soul, the will. And so the battleground is not out there. It is in here, in every choice, every distraction, every moment we reach for the phone instead of the rosary. Every second we choose noise over stillness. The war is not fought in the streets. It is fought in the silence of our own hearts. And yet we are not alone in this fight. Padre Pio showed us the weapons, the Mass, the Eucharist, confession, silence, obedience, and radical trust in Divine Providence. He said, "In the spiritual life, he who does not advance goes backward. It is like a boat that must always go forward. If it stops, it will go back. So move not through hustle, but through humility, not through striving, but surrender. Let every breath become a prayer. Let every ache become an offering. Let every silence become sacred, because the soul remembers what the world forgets. The battleground is holy. The war is real, and victory belongs to the surrendered. And if you're still holding your pain alone, if you're afraid that God has turned away, remember this. Padre Pio once said, "The more you are afflicted, the more you ought to rejoice, because in the fire of tribulation, the soul will become pure gold, worthy of being placed in the heavenly treasury." You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are being refined. Return to the Eucharist, kneel, even when your knees shake. Speak to God, even when your voice trembles. Let tears become your offering. Let silence become your sanctuary. Padre Pio lived with wounds the world could see, but he carried wounds that only heaven understood, and yet he did not hide. He welcomed thousands, lifted burdens, and called us again and again to trust. He knew that sanctity wasn't perfection. It was persistence. It was falling then kneeling, hurting then hoping bleeding, but believing. And now his voice still echoes through the centuries. You must speak to Jesus not only with your lips, but with your heart. In fact, on certain occasions, you should speak to him only with your heart. In a world that has grown cold, be the one who still burns for truth. In a culture that shouts, be the soul that listens. In the noise, seek the whisper. The soul is still the battleground, and grace is still the victory.